First, it was Paul George.
With the 10th pick in the 2010 NBA draft.
Then it was PG-13.
Here comes George, got the step and stuffs one move and counts on the foul. He beat LeBron James with that quick step. A sensational move.
This picture right here, and I said it before you got here, when I looked up, that was his coming of age.
Then it was PlayStation P, Playoff P.
Y'all ain't met Playoff P yet, huh?
Well, you can't be calling yourself Playoff P and lose all the time.
Playoff P is wins and loss. Playoff P is out there regardless.
They don't call me Championship Chuck.
Hey, CC.
CC.
Way off P.
Shots, though.
George, way off. It's the side of the backboard.
And now, after signing this lucrative, salacious $212 million contract with the Philadelphia 76ers, we got people here calling him overpaid P. But yo, sometimes in a life, you have to take the road less traveled. And in our generation, that's basically just disagreeing with strangers on the internet. Yes, not only do I agree with Paul George for leaving the Clippers, but I don't really think he's being overpaid at all. Most people are getting hung up on this no trade clause, but from a player's perspective, would you ever want to give a team the power to dump you in any godforsaken city? The Clippers promised the same treatment for Blake Griffin, you know, Clippers for life, yada, yada, yada. And look what happened to him. But yo, in the same breath, I get why the Clippers didn't agree to it.
He's on that tier of players?
Be honest, Gil.
Paul George is on that top tier of players to ask for no trade clause?
Gilbert's name should be on there.
Yo, sidebar. Doesn't Brandon Jennings look like somebody's old West Indian auntie when she disapproves of the shorty that you brought home for dinner? Look, the best ability is availability. Paul George has Kawhi beaten in that department by a mile. Y'all seem to forget that for the last 2 seasons, Kawhi has not been able to play in the playoffs. Like my guy has not been able to stay healthy. And coincidentally, it happened right after he left the 2019 world champion Raptors. And yo, for the folks talking about...
It don't matter now, because they like, we still got Kawhi. We cool.
But Kawhi is an overall better player. Better overall defense, better overall drive. He's a more efficient scorer, etc., etc. Does any of that matter if you cannot stay on the court? In a word, no. Like y'all seem to forget, this is the same Kawhi that just had to withdraw from the Olympics.
His knee was probably hurting.
Yeah.
His knee was probably sore. And you're probably just, we're gonna let you go. We're gonna say some good things about you. He wasn't equipped yet to even participate. Right? He came out there, showed his face, and we've been trying to replace him ever since. And just be honest.
Look at Van Gundy, bro. He's just trying his best, bro, running around like a potbelly pig. Look at... Now, don't get me wrong, Paul George has had his fair share of injuries and missed his fair share of games. But in the world of professional sports, the attitude is, what have you done for me lately?
What has he done for you lately?
And last time I checked, Paul George was averaging 22, 5, and 3 in the playoffs, and Kawhi was at the crib nursing his bad knees.
But this year, he was really hurt this year in the playoffs.
No, he's really hurt every year.
If I was the Clippers, I wouldn't give Paul George that no trade clause either. But I would have settled for the 4-year, $212 million. And I would have definitely tried to sign Kawhi Leonard for less. Yo, like at this point, the Clippers are cooked. Might as well blow it up. And Paul George is looking pretty good. He's on one of the best teams in the league. He just got paid $212 million. And whether he's the second or third option, it doesn't really matter. Like, think about the Sixers roster right now. Maxey, Embiid, Paul George, Andre Drummond off the bench, and Caleb Martin. That's a solid squad. And I mean, let's be honest, they're still gonna lose to Boston, but hey, Eastern Conference Finals probably. At the end of the day, this is all about negotiating and how good you and your team are at it.
I was a free agent, right? I went into the market as the #1 dude, but I'm on 2 knee injuries, right? So I'm like, all right, I gotta try to break 100, because I know they're gonna lowball me, right? If they get to 100, I gotta take it, because I have no leverage. I get a call at, I'm gonna just go on the record and say midnight, right? Because it's not the organization, we'll say, what's the name's camp? Baron Davis' camp, unofficial, right? Hypothetical.
This is all an alleged hypothetical.
It said he's opting out, leaving, and signing with the Clippers, right? And Golden State is offering me the max deal, which would have been 5-year, 101. And then I said, well, I just bought a new house. I said, we'll give you $5 million house and a helicopter. We already have it.
This guy.
Swear to God. So when I walked into,
What kind of helicopter?
When I walked into negotiation, now I didn't have this before I was walking in, right? When I walked into the negotiation, they slid that paper. We did everything. You boom, 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 and this is what we think you're worth. And it was a 6-year, $89 million deal.
This is Warriors coming in.
No, this is
Golden State.
Wizards.
Oh, the Wizards did this one right here.
Yeah, 6-year, 89.
When you already had a one-on-one.
Well, 5-year, one-on-one.
With a $5 million house and a helicopter.
$5 million house, because they said, we know we can't match the 6 years, but we can throw it in other things. House and a helicopter, whatever car. So they were going to try to match the 20-something million dollars.
Yeah, on the outside.
Yeah, on the outside. So going into that deal, right, going in there, they slid the money. I looked at it and said, this is a nice deal, appreciate it. But I just been offered the max deal from Golden State. Baron Davis left. So they had to go check. They found out Baron Davis left. I said, all right, I'm out. I don't need to negotiate. I'm going on vacation. And then July 1st, I scheduled my shit for July 1st on purpose. My tour in China, July 1st, and I'm coming back July 11th. So you're not going to be able to negotiate with me until July 11th. Right, so that means I handicapped.
You were not checking email, Gil?
So I handicapped the franchise, right? Because now I have Baron Davis gone. So now I got Golden State holding on to their money, which forces Wizards to hold on to their money. And then that morning I got the call from the owner and said, the money is yours. But it was the leverage I had. Other than that, if Baron Davis don't opt out, I don't have a team throwing the max at me on somebody who's injured with 2 knee surgeries who only played 2 games that season. It's leverage. If you have the leverage, you gotta use it at your expense.
Say it with me. Leverage, leverage, leverage.
Damn! 3 times.
And Paul George understood that. Even though Kawhi is a 2-time NBA champion, 2-time Finals MVP, and one of the best two-way players in the NBA today, he cannot stay on the court for a full season and the playoffs. And so without Paul George, the Clippers' championship hopes are cooked. Yo, I even had the Clippers winning the championship last year before Kawhi got hurt. Paul George tried to use his all-star level of play and availability, and ultimately, the Clippers called his bluff. And you know when you're negotiating, if someone calls your bluff, you gotta walk. I respect it. PG is 34 years old. He does not have a lot of leverage left. This is probably his last chance at signing a big contract. So yeah, Playoff Podcast P is now Philly Playoff Podcast P. And the Clippers are left with an aging Kawhi, bad knees, and James Harden. And now they got about 23 to 25 points per game to fill. Yo, good luck. Because if there was a player of that level on the market right now, the Lakers would have done snatched them up.
Oh, go James!
But yo, just a quick sidebar from our Raptors fan. Y'all think PG was capping when he said this?
I heard a little birdie during that time that you guys actually met at Drake's house. Is there any truth in that?
Yeah, there. We linked up. So it was Drake's crib when he was in Hidden Hills, and at the time I was living in Hidden Hills. So Drake was probably like 5 minutes around the corner from me. So I like, man, pull up, let's chop it up. And I was close to going to Toronto. Like we were deciding to go to Toronto or the Clippers. But I was close. He was gonna re-sign to Toronto and we was gonna go to Toronto.
Maybe I'm late, but that shit hurt my heart. You mean to tell me we would have had Siakam, OG, Serge Ibaka, Van Vliet, Kyle Lowry, Kawhi Leonard, and Paul George? Oh, that second Larry O'Brien would have been ours for sure. Nah, Kawhi probably would have got hurt again. Guess we'll never know. Anyway, what y'all think? You think Paul George is in a better situation now, or did he overplay his hand and fumble the bag? Let me know in the comments below. Please like and subscribe. And until next time,